I'm Hirni from University of Colombo. Welcome to another episode of Detect and Correct, which is the initiative taken by Leo Club of University of Colombo to discuss crucial and debatable topics in the present context. As you know by now, we are linking two platforms, YouTube and our official newsletter, which is in the written form, to make this discussion series easily accessible for you. Today, we are going to talk about people management and teamwork. To talk in depth on this, we are collaborating with Mrs. Nihara Vijaybahu, a senior human resource consultant who is well experienced internationally as well as locally, and also who is involved in personality development and career guidance training at the Faculty of Visual Arts, University of Colombo. Ma'am, we warmly welcome you to Detect and Correct. In order to start the discussion, ma'am, I invite you to give a brief introduction of yourself.
Well, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm right now working as a senior HR consultant, providing services for a couple of companies. I have about 24 years experience in the industry, mainly in software and then telco. I've been working in H&B and then Dialog and then few other software development companies. HR field, actually, the industry has been really challenging so far. And then in today's context, I think most of us are finding it really difficult to manage human resource mostly from home. So my basic services would be in recruitments, performance management, and strategic planning and development areas.
Okay, ma'am, amazing. It's a truly honor to have you here. So first of all, let us start the discussion stating why one should have an idea on people management, respectively the age or the position that the person holds.
Yeah, let me actually position it this way. Hirni, I would ask you what is people management and the importance of it and advantages of knowing your people. When we talk about people management, we need to know our people and whom we are dealing with. In organization's point of view, actually people management is the process of organizing employees and building teams to optimize their performance to achieve business goals. And then selecting the best fit to positions, training them, and guiding and empowering them are the core areas. So this is actually with my experience, I'm sharing this information. And then this is to unleash their maximum potential, the individual's maximum potential, and to get the optimum contribution towards the job. I'm talking about corporate world, and then from the company's point of view, and then they will finally work towards a common goal. Whoever whom we are getting into the positions and to the companies, we direct them and then we project their potential and then the competencies and talents and all that to achieve the company's common goals. And then how many of you have noticed that we are managing people in our families and then extended families and yes, with friends as well? How many of you? We usually don't feel it. We don't feel it much as we are much relaxed and informal with these groups than in office environment. But if you really look at it, when there are mismatches in the corporate environment, we can leave it and look for a better solution. But can we do it when we cannot manage our family and our close friends? We don't have much options. So let's look at the advantages of knowing our people. When you work with a group of people and then when you manage them, when you direct them, when you lead them, when you mentor them and guide them and all these things, you actually follow a protocol to meet the organizational goals. You lead people and project them in one common goal. So in any case, whether it is professional or personal, we will best fit in the people, fit with the people whom are comfortable with. when we are comfortable with a particular group or a particular person, we will go and mingle with them, and then we look forward to interact them, and we feel comfortable. So however, in business world, we look at people to match and fit the job roles and business roles. We don't have much options when it comes to business. We have a particular plan, and then we need to select the best fit, and then we need to hire them, and then we need to mentor them, we need to develop them, and then we need to fit them into the positions we are looking at. In order to fill the corporate positions, we need to know the strengths and weaknesses of different individuals. So for an example, let's say that we are getting a new overseas project. So we need to select the people who are tech savvy to fit into the new job requirements. Also, people who can talk the native language of the particular country, if they don't talk English, can better build up interactions with the people there. So with these strategies, we can actually optimize the workforce and focus more on upgrading the services and deliveries. So when we know our people, we can understand their feelings, emotions, and expectations. This understanding gives us the room to better manage them without waiting till the last moment when there are disputes. This is actually a technique of handling disputes as well. At the same time, it's in our personal life, we will enjoy more peace of mind when we are able to understand the family and close friends. I hope that would clear the question, right?
Yes, of course, ma'am. You gave us a fabulous explanation why one should focus and why one should have an idea that regarding this people management. So with that, I would like to ask that having an idea on people management, it is an asset, right? Specifically when it comes to teamwork, and there is no doubt on that. But as an expert on the field, how do you see the connectivity between people management and teamwork, and how it is important? Would you like to elaborate it more?
Actually, for me, yes. I would put it like this, Hironi. Building relationships to manage teams would be a better way of, expressing it. Because for many years, physical presence and positive work environment have been the core factor to building relationships at work. We have been in a particular working environment, office premises, and then we have a group of people who are working there, and then they have their little teams segregated and then dedicated to carry out particular defined work. And then when you compile everything at the end, that matches, and then that gives the company's overall result. I mean, at the end, the entire team, even if you have a couple of teams, they all together work towards achieving one goal. So positive workplace relationships are key to team success. If one of these, if you have 5 teams, if one team fails, rest of the 4 teams cannot achieve their goals, because it's all interrelated and interconnected. So I would mention 5 points here. Collaboration depends on how comfortable people are with one another. If there is a team, if you take a team, if you have multiple individuals, let's say one team has about 5 to 10 individuals in the team, and everyone needs to be accepted equally in that group. Otherwise, if you have mismatches or odd cases in the team, team success goes down, and then they can't provide or achieve whatever the results they are planning to. And the second point is, people are most engaged at work when they see colleagues as friends. This enhances the level of support and then build confidence among team members, and then they interact much better and they support each other, gel well, and then they finally they support each others to get the optimum contribution from everybody. So the third point is positive relationship help teams to achieve successful, difficult conversations. This means, again, if you take a team in a company, when you interact, when you have a proper positive relationships with everybody, you actually can really build up even a difficult conversation positively and project your ideas and then explain them and get things done from them. This is actually one of the points is not being judgmental. You let them talk, let them come up with whatever the difficulty or ideas what they have. That may not be a point which others are accepting, but you let them talk and then build up that difficult conversation, but finish it successfully. Simply because you don't have this mindset, okay, this person will not come and say something negative, or this will not damage the team harmony and team spirit, the way they work, but you have that open mindset and move forward. And the fourth point is respectful workplace relationships contribute to inclusions at work. When you say this, when you talk about this inclusion, it could be a different ethnicity, or it could be different genders, it could be different age groups, it could be different social backgrounds. They all welcome the individuals equally. This it brings in so much of respectfulness, and then confidence, again harmony to the team. And then when people trust their peers, it is easier to admit to the mistakes and learn whatever the mistakes they make. No politics and critics. They take ownership of the mistake they have made already. So these 5 points actually, I would say, key factors to have a harmonized relationship of team in one company. So these are key factors. And then when you practice these, people are actually more relaxed, and then the ratio of mistakes, the rate of mistakes also will go down. And in this environment, and everyone is comfortable to work, and it leads to team success. When you maintain these practices, teams will definitely support each other. Even if you take different teams, if one team knows that a particular team is actually working and delivering results on time, they are meeting their targets on time, and the efficiency is so high, productivity and all that, the other team also will take it as an example and will start following them. In today's context, with this challenging situation especially, people have started using office platforms to keep connected, and 99% of the office work is virtually being carried out in most of the organizations. Now, as I said, I'm providing services to most of the software solution providers. So many years, my experience is that present people are depending on office platforms to stay connected to carry out work. So it is important to maintain harmony and respectfulness to manage teams.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for that great explanation. So it's sure that for successful teamwork, there should be a proper people management. So with that, let us turn this discussion to the aspect of youth. So in Sri Lanka nowadays, the youth is more engaged in teamwork. They volunteer in teams, they complete some other assigned working teams. In such instances, what are the qualities that should be developed by an individual as a team member and also by an individual as a team leader?
Okay, what is team building and leadership skills at the first place, and what is a team and what is a leader. When we look at these areas, as I explained earlier, teams consist of different individuals with different common interests or set of common skills. They click together, they form teams because of one of these reasons. It may be a professional reason or it could be a personal reason. So they are together for a common reason to deliver a corporate result in a corporate environment and contribute towards a set of targets or to deliver a particular service. So team building is an ongoing process in the workplace. We can't just select or pick a particular time period or a day or a few years, and you can't just mentor or guide people to boost up that team spirit and then work. No, it's not that. You need to put your effort and all your focus on team building, thinking, having it in mind that it is an ongoing process. It should be a daily emphasis on striving to enhance the relationships between the employees and help them collaborate in the most effective way possible. This is actually one of the main important main responsibilities of the top management as well, not only the team leads. So top management needs to take that lead, and then the ownership and the responsibility should be cascaded down to the next peer levels, and then they need to delegate that authority and the responsibility and the ownership to the next levels of management. So then you actually reach the youth and then form them and mold them to get that leadership skills out of them. So you need to identify the correct individual and then place them in the right position. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a difficult target. There might be damages otherwise caused by the individuals who are placed in wrong positions. So team building, as I said, it's an ongoing process, and then you need to select the proper people and then their potential and then place them in the correct position, and then fostering open communication, transparency in communication, and sharing ideas among the team members are key factors to maintain cohesiveness. All these things we do to maintain the harmony, and then just to improve the productivity, and then their personality development and all that. We need to communication is actually one of the key factors to achieve success in a group, in a team. So as a leader, whoever who is playing that role, they need to keep all these things clearly in their mind. A leader is a person who has the ability to influence or guide a team. The person is going to influence and guide the team. They are not going to command or order like a boss. That's the difference between a leader and a boss. Boss commands and orders, but a leader slowly influences the people and guide them to get the maximum, the optimum, the best out of the individuals. A leader delivers results. So it is essential for a leader to identify their team attributes as he or she takes the ownership of the final results delivered by the team, and then leaders connect people together and position the best fit to each role. What do you mean by this? When we look at it, leaders actually take the final ownership of the results of their team. They don't just dump the team and pass the ball saying this is not what I expected, and then who is responsible for this, and then he or she doesn't penalize the team member. Instead, they take the overall final responsibility of the team results. So leaders, that's why they connect people together and position the best fit to each role. They identify the skills, identify the talents, and then they position the individuals to do their best in their each groups. So again, I would like to explain few points here, and then what leaders do when they play out, and then when they take the responsibility and carry out their role. They convert individual efforts to team effort. They don't talk about individuals. They focus on the effort as a team. They build up and help the teams to grow together. It results in collaborate teams, because even if you have different individuals in a team, they go as one. Even if you have 100 people in one team, if the leader is a sensible person who has all the abilities to drive them to the common goal, they will all feel as one, and then they will all stand as one. And leaders build creative atmosphere for team members where they feel free to work at their best and contribute more. This is actually one of the best qualities leaders have. They let the team members to be creative, and then they give the freedom, the flexibility to open up, to share ideas, and then bring up the most creative side of the individual, and then the best side of the individual. And they promote open and healthy communication. I explained this earlier, like transparency, open communication, and then that communication, healthy communication system needs to be there. And then always leaders work together. So when you work together, when there are ups and downs, you share them, and then you openly discuss, and then if there are things to be changed in one team when you're working together, so they sort it out then and there. They don't just leave it as it is and then one fine day later on pull it out and discuss. No. So they work, they always communicate, they open up about the mistakes, and then they sort it out then and there. And then they give less stress to their team members. When all these things take place nicely and smoothly, when the flow is there, definitely that gives less stress to the team members, and then they actually work really with a good free mind. In fact, the ability to build harmonized and high productive team is a valuable leadership quality. So with these, leaders become successful, and they drive their teams also to deliver successful results.
Amazing. So it shows that it's not the responsibility of one individual, but responsibility of everyone, and the team leader have to strategically handle the team to get best out of them. So amazing.
Correct.
So with that, I would like to ask the next question, because now as we see, it's natural to have disputes in teamwork, especially when it comes to young generation, because most of the time the team leader and the members are from the same group, age group. So they have same capacities, and both parties are so passionate. So having constant conflict within the team will definitely undermine the quality of the outcome. So as a young leader, what are the steps to be followed to keep the team engaged and also goal-oriented?
I would say in order to resolve conflicts and disputes in teams, this actually can be due to many reasons. Let's say why the conflicts and disputes take place. It could be a miscommunication or lack of transparency, or a misunderstanding between two or group of people, or let's say some senior person has to report to a junior person who comes from a different background, and then there are ego problems. So these things, it could be any other reason as well. But when you really look at it, it's a personality clash at the end. So first we should listen and then speak out. Whenever there is a dispute or a conflict, whoever who wants to air out the grievance, discuss or share, we need to be open-minded. Listening to itself will solve the issue 50% as the employee feels accepted. Accepted means I'm not talking about accepting the negatives or the wrong behavior or the wrong practice in the company. No, but each person should be given fair opportunity to explain what has happened. And then you need to have lots of patience and point down all the important areas while you are talking to the individual. And then hence it is very important to listen, even if the person who talks is at guilt for what happened. You need to still listen, and then you need to drill down to the root cause and then find out what has really happened. And then you need to really take the analysis and then information, facts and figures, and make your decision. So this is actually the way you resolve the conflict. But before that, you need to be proactive and then take certain steps. Mainly communication issues lead into so many conflicts and disputes. Through my experience so far, I have handled many conflicts and disputes due to these communication issues. Simply, they don't have the transparency of what is happening. Top management is planning something, and then those information do not come down to the next level of management, and then to the next level of teams. So then they are actually, sometimes they are angry, thinking we are contributing every day to this company's success and then profits and all that, but we don't get to know the important things which are taking place. We don't know the budgets, we don't know the projects coming in, and then management is covering up certain things. They don't provide us proper information. We feel let down, we feel we are we are not taken care of. So these things have taken place so far. But if you really look at it, teams, when you take teams, you need to have that communication flow, and then you need to get them engaged in the business, giving them the understanding that they are a part of this corporate entity where they work as a team. They are a part of whatever the business and then the profit they are bringing in. And gather the group and discuss the conflict or the dispute and be impartial. You don't discuss unwanted information. You don't discuss in public, personal, or if it is some sensitive information, we don't discuss in public, but then you get the person in person, the individual in person, and have a chat with the person, and then you resolve it. And then be impartial. You can't be biased. You can't take sides. You need to be neutral and look at the problem. Every problem has two sides. So never postpone to investigate or listen, as the damage could be bigger. When there are disputes, conflicts or grievances, please attend to them then and there. That itself will give you a big reward back again, because you need to attend to certain things when it is there without getting into bigger damages. During the process, always promote teamwork and discourage individual agendas. Some people, they have individual agendas and they try to come into teams and implement them. Then teams might get dismantled and then a bit unsettled because a mismatch has come in, and then they try to do certain other things which they have not done earlier. There are informal cultures in teams, so they might disturb these cultural behavior and all that. When teams are performing, some people, they try to introduce new things unknowingly. They might harm the peaceful environment of the team and then that spirit. So these things, as a leader, you really need to look at, and you need to be proactive without being reactive. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, amazing, ma'am, amazing. I'm sure that our viewers and our readers both will get an amazing idea and insights on how to solve an issue successfully. So with that, I'm going to our last question, that is, now we are currently experiencing a world pandemic, which is COVID-19 situation. This was out of no one's control and it was sudden occurrence.
Yeah.
So to question, ma'am, could you please explain how should a young team leader act in these kind of unexpected situations, and also how the team should cooperate with that, because sometimes they feel like all the times that they have spent and dedicated, they have gone for waste, or that there is no purpose at all. So what should a leader do? Should the leader quit the entire process or find the alternatives? And also we want to know that how teams should be supportive for the team leader in this kind of situation.
Hiruti, I would actually like to share one of my recent experiences where I had to recruit about 14 people within about 3 weeks, like a very short time span. And then few people were to form up a new sales team. And then I had to browse through LinkedIn, and then I managed to contact about, I still remember the numbers, about 54 people. And then I wrote to them, and these are all new people to the corporate world and young blood. So actually my experience is half of them actually wrote back to me, replied, but half of them didn't even bother to read the the message even. So we deal with people like this, and then it's really difficult to get people into a particular office premises or what. Physically, we have lost that touch, especially meeting people, recruiting them, getting them into the office, and then matching them with the specification we have for job positions, and all that has become really, really challenging. And then being a leader in a company. Now, my experience is in human resource management and development. So I'm responsible to select the best fit to the companies where I'm providing services to. So they are actually working with all the office platforms. So we don't actually meet people. We don't get to interact with them face to face. And even if we get someone in office, we don't get to see their faces because we are with masks. And then we are away from all the normal environment, and we are dealing with this pandemic. But yet, yes, there are certain things that we can do. First of all, we need to be, now when I was talking about recruitment, we are contacting a totally new person, which I have not dealt with before, which I don't know at all. So we need to show our respectfulness to everybody whom we are contacting and dealing with. I was just taking the example from recruitment because it's actually totally new to a company, and then we are bringing down people, and then we are familiarizing them with the rest of the team. And then there are certain other steps, onboarding steps, and then certain other documentation. There are statutory requirements. We are dealing with all these difficulties at the moment. So if you don't build up that relationship at the first place, everything is going to be a difficult task. So first of all, be respectful to everybody. That is my first message to all the young leaders. Be respectful. Your team members as well as the others. We may be dealing with outsiders, we may be dealing with top management, we may be dealing with anybody, related to business, everybody. Be respectful because each individual is unique. So we have something to learn from somebody. Leaders cannot have the ego and attitude when they are guiding a team. So leaders are people who are neutral when there are disputes, when there are grievances, when there are concerns, issues. They take the best approach with the given situation and with the given resources to find a solution. So they can't have this hat of ego and attitude when guiding the team. Instead, they need to have empathy, knowledge, and understanding of the situation and the team members. They need to have that understanding both on the team members and the situation. And they actually, I prefer everyone to read and gain knowledge when they get into this corporate world. knowledge will lead you to so many successful results, because they can relate all the experience what they have, and then they can learn new things and apply that knowledge in practice when they have that. So help team members to find the role they fit into most comfortably, because this is where they will perform best. Whoever the person who is in your team, I'm sure they are all connected through one of the office platforms. Please support them to get into the most comfortable position where they can perform. With that, get the team involved in developing the business. When everyone is in their, the preferred or the comfortable position, they will eventually contribute more, and then leaders also can get their involvement more to the development of the business. And then communicate the plans and the requirements to them constantly. Constant communication, as I explained repeatedly in my discussion here, you need to keep that constant communication, which will eliminate and reduce so many problems. And then you need to get them engaged in the business, and then your plans, and you need to explain and share your requirements, what you expect from them, what exactly they have to do, what are the bottlenecks they have. And then you can actually find out all these concerns when you really place the requirements properly when you with the communication plan. And then set targets and reward achievements. You need to actually give them set targets with timelines, and then you need to measure and monitor. If they achieve their targets, you need to reward them. This practice will take them with you to a different level, and then the motivation you can't actually count or measure. And then offer employee development and training constantly. When performance reviews are taking place, performance evaluation plans are taking place, you need to provide development plans and train them to the next level, because you need to give them career opportunities, career guidelines, and then take them to the next level of their position. So in order to do that, you need to identify their skill gaps and then knowledge gaps, and then put them in a development plan and train them. And also adopt flexible working practices and policies which encourage equality and diversity. So this actually, this is one of the other practices we need to maintain in order to have harmonized teams. Flexible working practices means, as I explained earlier, you need to give them the freedom to perform their best, and then policies which encourage equality and diversity. You can't pick people, you can't be biased, as I explained earlier, and then you need to practice the same, you need to have the same practice with everybody, even if you are introducing a policy, and then that needs to encourage the productivity levels and then the culture of the teams. And while you encourage and promote these practices, at the same time, you need to find alternatives to concerns and issues, as I mentioned earlier. If someone is coming with a concern, grievance, or an issue, please find alternatives. That is actually one of the important qualities a leader should have, and then give them options. They may not have seen certain options which you have seen when they come with a problem or a dispute or whatever the concern, and then give them options when they are confused or when they are finding difficult to find solutions, or if they feel that they are lost or they are stuck. Please sit with them, discuss, and then give them options. Don't send them back without any guidance or option. And one of the main important quality and practice is you please walk the talk. You don't talk something else and then do something else when after a while, because I have seen this in many team leads, managers. They discuss something else with the team. When they go out and when they meet the next level of hierarchy, they do something else. Don't do that. You lose your credibility as well as the integrity. When you lose credibility and integrity, the team cannot trust you or rely on you or depend on you. And ultimately, you will gain respect. When you practice these things, you will definitely gain respect. So that's all with regard to that question, Hiruni.
Okay, amazing, ma'am. So yes, it is true that we should listen to others, we should respect others, and should have a good communication. And as a leader, the leader always should stick to his word or her word, and also should act it out. So it's an amazing, and we are so honored to have you here again. So with that, we have come to the conclusion of our today's discussion on people management and teamwork. Thank you so much, Mrs. Nihara Vijaybahu, for joining us and giving us the opportunity to conduct this important and valuable discussion despite your busy schedule. So we really, really appreciate it, and thank you once again for your time. We hope that you have good knowledge and people management and teamwork, which will definitely be an asset to you as well as for your future career. So viewers and readers, till we meet again with another interesting discussion of Detect and Correct, stay safe and goodbye.
Thank you.